Okay, let's make a histogram using Excel. We're going to start with the frequency table that we already made in lecture 2A for the heights into grouped frequencies. I have 5 classes, and these classes have midpoints of 63, 66, 69, 72, and 75. I want to type those values in, but I don't want Excel to treat them like a number. And I'll show you why briefly at the end of this, just so you understand. But to make sure that it's treating these medians as text, I'm going to use just a little, it's like an apostrophe, and then I'll type 63, and then 66, 69, 72, whoops, and 75. Okay, and if you're not sure what that little green thing is, just click on it and it'll tell you this number in the cell is formatted as text or preceded by an apostrophe, which is exactly what we did. And then I'm going to place the frequency counts next door, same ones we've been using, and I'm going to select that set of data. Insert a 2D chart, and I would like to make these bars have a couple of different properties. First, I'd like the gap to be gone. So I'm going to double click on it and I'm going to kill the gap. And that killed it for all of those bars in there. I clicked off and I'm clicking on again, and I did that because now you see I've got all of the bars selected. I'd like to change the outline so that I'm clearly seeing separate bars in there. I'm just going to use a black outline, no big deal. Good stuff. And finally, let's move this guy to its own location, just so it's easier for us to look at it big picture wise. Now I like what I'm seeing. I like that I have 4 different bars. The 5th spot for that 5th class has no bar because it was empty. And I like that the midpoints are represented in the center of these cells, which implies that the continuous scale on the bottom here, the left and right boundaries of the bars are the left and right boundaries of the class intervals that we used. So let's go ahead and add some titles. So layout, axes titles, and layout vertical axis title, and then chart title. And I'm going to kill the legend because we only have one thing plotted on here, so we don't need more than one color, and thus we don't need a key for that. The horizontal axis is heights in inches, and the vertical axis is frequency. And then of course our title, sticking with our pattern we've been using, is RSEM5100. OL1 spring 2012, students heights in inches, and this is a histogram, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in there too as a keyword. Histogram, students heights in inches. There we go. Alright, so that looks really good. And it is ready to be placed into whatever document it is that you need it. Just select on the thing on the outside and copy and paste it into your Word document or whatever you're putting your text in. Oh yeah, I told you that I would show you what would happen if we didn't type in these classes category thingamajiggers as text. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete those, delete those values and instead put them in as 63, 66, 69, 72, and 75 as numbers. You can tell because they're aligned to the right hand side. This time when I select it and I want to insert my columns, all of a sudden it thinks that I have 2 sets of data with 5 different bins. So in other words, the blue one would represent the 63, 66, 69, 72, and 75, and the red bin represents the 76501. I didn't want that. I didn't want that at all because what I wanted was for these guys to represent the bin labels for the x-axis.